Greetings, foolish folks. Can you see me? I'm wearing blue. It's like the Scottish version of camouflage. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to do Oracle card for the Chronically Ill, but of course, you know, those of you who don't have to locate a trash can or a bathroom in every room that you enter, you're welcome here as well. I gotta say, I'm completely peopled out after this week, so we're not going to use any cards that have anything to do with stupid humanoid beings. I've had it. This week was ruled by other people's emotions, and it just, you know, we're all at different places, so obviously compassion finally did kick in. But, man, dude, people that can't wrangle themselves, I find very exhausting. Very exhausting. And maybe that's my, maybe that's my thing to learn while I'm here. One of the many things, I guess, is just, when there's a bunch of stuff flying around, especially when I'm like, hey, like, are we actually going to deal with the actual problem, or are we just going to ride this whole existential roller coaster you're on with you? Because honestly, I'm too fat for a roller coaster. Like, the seat's not really going to click, right? I try to stay even. But I do have a lot of internal conversations about it. For example, War Chief was like, hey man, why don't you grow a sack and take care of business? That was one little tidbit from War Chief. And it went on like that. So the reason why I find it exhausting to be around people who are less self-wrangly than me is because I spend an extreme amount of energy to kick in my patience and my compassion so that I don't also jump in with my own little 2 cents. In those kind of situations, it's just better to be an observer than a participant. That's just my 2 cents. Also, you chronically ill people, I think you'll understand this. I started my shots this week. You know when you start a new treatment or something? So, for you new chronically ill people, welcome. Welcome to your Oracle card. Or cards. We don't know yet. For you seasoned professionals in the chronically ill game, do you not notice that when you're about to change a regimen, like meds or some kind of treatment plan or whatever, you give yourself you plan around that change. And you know that you may not be on whatever is considered your best game for that week or so, or forever how long it takes to get used to whatever you have been put on, or whatever your change is. Man. So I started my shot this week, my Stromfire. And I wasn't, it's the first time I've ever taken it, so I wasn't sure how it was going to go, what kind of effect it would have on me. how big of an ass I could have made of myself. Like I didn't know any of that. So I spent extra on the clamp down. I'm gonna actually leave that one out because it might be what I'm talking about right now. Anyway, let's talk about you and your oracling. I've had it with people, and I wanted to do these cards. I was thinking, how can I do this? They're beautiful cards, okay? Like, just really... I watched Denise over at Spiritual Growth Tarot, Notorious SGT. She uses these cards, so I'm basically copycatting. Which is no surprise if anyone has witnessed our burgeoning love affair in public. She gives me the gigglies and the mushies. And that's kind of weird because I don't usually form relationships like that. And if I do, they certainly don't last an entire almost 6 months now. I wonder what our anniversary is. No, I'm kidding. She's going to file a restraining order pretty soon, I'm sure. But she uses these cards, and I noticed that just the artwork on them, I find very soothing. So I thought, I'll bring them in here for you guys, too. The translation may be a little different. So that's what I'll do. They are pretty big. The fact that I'm going to pay for this later, I don't even care. Let's see if we'll get one more pop out. Because I'm pretty sure that elephant is about me. It's calling me fat, you guys. And at the same time, it's flattering me like I have that good of a memory. Let's see if we can get one for you guys. Because we're not here to talk about me. That's only so that the shuffling goes by unnoticed. New deck. With all the beautiful animals and no people, which was really the thing I needed today. Do you want to give me a pop out? Anyway, if you're a newly chronically ill person, I just want to let you know that if you have to change meds or try another treatment or whatever, just if you haven't learned how to be patient, especially if you're a newly chronically ill person, there's going to be a lot of exciting lessons for you to learn. Oh, we're going to take it, okay? There's going to be a lot of new, exciting things that you've never experienced. One of which is learning how impatient you are and learning the effects of like your energy levels and the way that you feel on the way that you think. The good news is chronic illness is a great way to practice separating how you feel from how you conduct the rest of your business. It's possible. I'm here to tell you it's possible. I've been doing it for years. Oh. Yep. Okay. Do we want to learn about me first, or do we want to... You might learn something from my card. I'm actually going to read the book. Denise doesn't really have to read the book. What were we talking about when this came up? Elephant Spirit, number 25. Exactly. Now, there's beautiful oracle message. Stories of events you've experienced and stories in our collective memory, and the stories of relationships you have had can be told many ways. What story will you tell? Elephant Spirit is here to encourage you to make it one that stirs in you a sense of power and dignity. for you have honored yourself by choosing to learn from your past. Spirit rejoices at your willingness to learn and grow. When this came out, I was talking about how there was a whole bunch of wet diaper theater, and I refused to participate. Instead, I simply observed, I witnessed. In past years, one of my many little behaviors has been to jump headlong into the abyss. Perhaps War Chief may have had something to do with it, being extremely competitive. I don't know. We can win. It's like jumping into a bowl of a big pool of razor blades to maybe possibly win a trophy. Dumb. We don't allow War Chief any longer to be our activities director. We don't. War Chief does come in handy, however, when people are trying to, which is horrifically hysterical to me, how people perhaps in like an office setting or, some other bastion of polite society, church, grocery store, will try to just like straight up thug on you as if their lack of self-wrangling is something that you now need to deal with. Hilarious. Even more hilarious when that person purports to be a leader. Anyway, War Chief is great for saying, who's this person? Like, this person isn't scary. We don't need to be scared of this person. All right. Now, in some instances, you do, apparently, according to the headlines and the news and whatnot. But honestly, even then, being alert and being afraid, two completely different things. Okay? I give a high five to myself for not jumping into the maelstrom. War Chief with her war helmet and her axe or whatever the hell she's carrying around inside my minds. Big props to War Chief big props maybe to Camp Counselor for just being the executive function that says, okay, War Chief, okay, thank you. This person, we don't need to be terrified of this person. Because even if they were someone to be terrified of, being terrified isn't going to get us out of the situation. Okay? So I will take the props. This reading became about me. Don't they all, though? By the end of it. This is saying, are you feeling uncomfortable with a tradition, custom, or familiar behavior that no longer fits who you are? Do you wish the past could be erased so that it could no longer cause you a moment's pain? No. Elephant Spirit is here to encourage you to write a different story and alter the traditions in ways that acknowledge that we all evolve. For transformation is our nature. This card is actually putting in words a concept I've been like thinking about, wanted to talk about how if you refuse, why don't we just let the card say it? Because obviously I just said that it put into words something that I hadn't been able to. I still can't, apparently. Elephant Spirit calls you to not be selective in your memory because ignoring the good or the bad will prevent you from growing your wisdom and strength. If you refuse to, positive and negative are labels, okay? Let's just say it. And it's where a lot of people are, and I've been there, so I understand how it works. I still remember it. If you label something as negative, and then you avoid it, you don't get the points for having struggled through it and learning from it. Okay, so that's half your life is going to suck. For you chronically ill, that's probably, right? And we're about to get to the second card. We might have something in there for that. But if you won't label something as negative, you label it as pot, like you're doing that half full thing, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the point is, if you don't acknowledge that it was a struggle for you, later you can't look back and go, you know what? I made it through that. I made it through that. I think I can make it through this. Okay? That's what I wanted to say. But let's return to what the card says, because maybe the card will make more sense. Because there's been like an editing department and stuff. Okay? Elephants, let's return. Start again. Elephant Spirit calls you to not be selective in your memory, because ignoring the good or the bad will prevent you from growing your wisdom and strength. Build on the best of the past, learn from the worst, and walk into the future with dignity, accompanied by Elephant Spirit, who remembers the truth and honors your strength and wisdom, right? I just don't feel like it's calling me fat. I kid. All right, we're about to marvel at a whole new card now. You new chronically ill folks, and maybe some of you chronically ill folks have been slugging at for a long time. And I don't define the time. You know whether you feel like you've been doing it for a long time or not. Moth Spirit, surrender now. Chronic illness taught me surrender. When you're being run by a war chief inside, when your war chief program is always running, your war chief app, if you will, the war chief never surrenders. One of her mottos is, I will be defeated. I will not capitulate. Okay? That's pretty hardcore. And there's reasons why there was a program. We had a whole team of software developers working on it to build it. Let's just say, to speak about my past as a, very impersonal, objective view. But also it's genetic. Like, a bunch of my ancestors have been pretty brutal, actually. Wouldn't that be funny if like my DNA results came up, bing, and then it was just like 89% asshole. Hilarious. Anyway, back to the Moth Spirit, back to surrender, because that's what we're talking about right now. I'm going to tell you, surrender. When I stop fighting my symptoms and I just go, okay, this is just what's happening. Let's figure out how to work with that, right? Oh man, things go so much better. It's all about conserving energy, right? Oh my God. I'm going to read you this oracle message. Moth Spirit asks, what is guiding you right now? Are you in alignment with Spirit or pursuing something or someone with so much tenacity that it has become a compulsion or addiction? Oh my God, that's War Chief. Are you so intoxicated by a potential relationship or opportunity that you can't think straight? Those of you with ADHD or ADD might have a little bit of an advantage there. Hard work and dedication are virtues, and love, of course, is a beautiful thing. However, when Moth Spirit appears, it is time to consider if you have gone over the edge in a relentless pursuit. Workaholism, overeating, perfectionism, or addiction to certainty, or even to a person may be your current vice. Addiction to certainty. I have never considered that. Fascinating. I'm already happy that we changed to non-people cards today. See, my current distaste for anything human has actually led us to a great place today. The form of your addiction does not matter so much as the awareness of the consequences of remaining persistent when moderation is needed. Oh, War Chief. You scallywag. Right? Oh my God, look. Let go of your excessive energy by channeling it in more than one direction. The fire burns hot and you do not want to be engulfed by your passion to the exclusion of all the other pursuits that matter to you. Genius. You're a genius, Colette Baron Reid. Oh, man. Now is the time for surrender and radical acceptance, like I was saying, so that your drive does not cause you to flee or to fight. Spirit wants you to release your need for certainty and control so that you can relax into a more balanced way of using your moth spirit energy. Banish the shoulds and musts so that you can enjoy what is as you allow for what might be. Oh, man. This has like oracle message and protection message, and I don't know what that means. Let me just see if there's something in the protection. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Where's my fireplace? I feel like, reading the classics. Moth Spirit can be intense, and honesty about your own compulsive tendencies is needed right now. It is too easy to switch from one addiction to another, distracting yourself from the discomfort of uncertainty and the thoughts and emotions that arise when you aren't single-mindedly pursuing a goal. Oh. Anybody else getting like that whole, anyone? Moth Spirit calls to you to practice moderation in all things and recognize when you think you are headed toward the light, but are really heading into a fire that will cause burnout. Why are you so resistant to letting up? Could you be avoiding difficult emotions you need to feel and release? Now is the time to do fearless inventory so that your addictive tendencies can be toned down and rechanneled into enthusiastic activity and moderation. Here's something really, listen, this is so appropriate for chronically ill, especially the new ones. You are not a machine. Listen to Moth Spirit's message that a change is needed to support your well-being. Maybe deep down you know you have become too attached to something and to someone. Like the illusion of having perfect health. Right? How many of you were just running around, oh, it's just a migraine, it's no big deal. Oh, I just feel dizzy today, who cares, right? Maybe deep down you know you have become too attached to something and someone. Let go of your need to control the outcome and allow yourself to remember the many ways you want to channel your energy. To relationships, to work, to giving to others, to self-care, and to all the other pursuits you value. Man, all right, Colette, damn. Damn, I feel like I just got read out. Read out. Both of these, I'm just here by myself. I can't hear you guys right now, but it's spooky. Super spooky and very appropriate for today. And we got 2 cards. Man, right? Come on, people. Animals. Breaking it down for us. It just feels less judgmental when it's a moth wearing a tiara. You know what I mean? Just a little easier to take. So consider that, I guess. Consider all the fires you're moving towards. Man. And thank you for joining me. I will see you at another time.